Franz Ferdinand was the heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne in 1894. He was powerful, rich, and expected to marry a princess. But Franz fell for Sophie, a woman who served as a lady-in-waiting at the royal court. To the emperor, Sophie was a commoner, a servant who was not fit to carry the Habsburg name. For 6 years, the couple met in secret, exchanging letters, while the royal family pressured Ferdinand to find a real princess. Franz Ferdinand refused every other woman, telling his uncle that he would rather never rule than live without her. The emperor finally gave his permission in 1900, but the price was a public humiliation. Before they could marry, Franz Ferdinand was forced to sign a legal document that stripped his future children of all royal rights. Sophie was denied the title of Archduchess and was forbidden from sitting in the royal carriage or standing beside her husband at official events. On their wedding day, not a single member of the royal family attended the ceremony. At royal dinners, she wasn't allowed to sit next to her husband. At balls, she had to walk at the very back of the line. But behind closed doors, their love was unshakable. The one occasion where Sophie was finally allowed to stand beside him as his equal was during military inspections. So when an invitation arrived to visit Sarajevo in that capacity, he accepted, partly so she could finally be by his side. What he didn't know was that a group of Serbian nationalists had already positioned themselves along the motorcade route, determined to kill him. The first attempt failed. A grenade bounced off the car and exploded behind them. But then the driver made a wrong turn and stopped the car to reverse, directly in front of the spot where the assassin, Gavrilo Princip, was standing. Princip stepped forward and fired twice. Franz was hit in the neck and Sophie was hit in her stomach. They both died before they reached the hospital. Austria-Hungary blamed Serbia for the assassination and declared war on them exactly 1 month later. Then the web of European alliances pulled everyone else in. Russia backed Serbia, Germany backed Austria-Hungary, France backed Russia. And when Germany invaded Belgium to reach France, Britain entered the war to defend Belgium. Within just a few weeks, nearly all of Europe was at war. By the time the war ended 4 years later, 4 empires had collapsed and over 20 million people had lost their lives.